Partner in crime, Joe, joining me again.
We got another special guest.
Don't forget, man, I got your 6. That's it, man.
What is up?
Woosa, woosa. Deanna's in the background and no one can see her, but even though you can't hear her, I think she's cussing, Joe. I think she's cursing. And I think it's directed mainly at me, but
yeah, exactly.
All right, Deanna, like I told you before, we will not let you fail. We will be there and we will make it happen. It's going to be good. All right, Joe, here we are. What are we? September the 2nd. September the 2nd, we're ready to go. Let's see. Let me get this show on the road. I know Deanna's kind of busy, but let me bring this up. All right. So I know we've got some rolling tickers on who I am. Let me help Deanna out. So that's who I am right there. Trinidad here with the Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championship. This is a show that is going to give you some more details. I think this is the last show with a ton of information other than what we're going to talk about, Joe, possibly when we're there. Just talk about some of the teams, some of the things that are going on. So this is me, and then I'm going to help Deanna out with Mr. Joe Monahan. That's Mr. Joe Monahan. Thanks again for joining me, Joe. Appreciate it, man.
We are here. Big week coming up, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. It always feels like right before you put a tournament on, though, and Deanna and I were just talking about this, it always feels like you're missing something. Oh, like, yeah. Man, we're missing something. I don't know what it is, but something's missing.
No, I understand exactly.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope everybody can appreciate the fact that we are making things happen. It's a lot of things going on right now, a lot of things that fall through. You got to pick up, make up, so it's a lot going on, but I'm super excited. Once we get to Thursday and everybody shows up, that's when it's all worth it. So thank you guys for tuning in again. Joe, we're going to talk about what you guys are listening on, and that is hopefully YouTube. YouTube helps out a lot. If you get the opportunity, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this is where you'll get the notifications for the Police Softball Podcast and other videos that we put out. Payments, if you got payments, if you don't mind, at this point, which I appreciate those that are trying to get it in. At this point, man, just go ahead and hold on to them and just show up to the tournament. Your word is good enough, and when you show up, you provide the checks or the there at the tournament. We'd really appreciate that, and that way we're just not missing it in the mail or anything like that. Let's see, Deanna, we're going to registration forms. If you haven't had a chance, please fill out your registration form. I believe we have 13 teams that have completed the registration form and 8 teams that still need to. Deanna, I don't know, do we have a slide on that or not? No? Okay.
I just so everyone knows, it takes all of about maybe 5 minutes to complete. I have 18 guys that I'm bringing, and it took me maybe 7 minutes to get all the information typed in. It doesn't take very long. Get the names. It's similar to the World Series. If you've done the World Series registration, the same thing. You're putting the same information down. It's quick and easy, and doesn't take very long at all.
Which I know that with the World Series, Jeff just put something out about everybody getting in their rosters because they're about to make the brackets, do everything they need to do for Vegas. And, if you don't have your information in there, or I'm sorry, if you're not going to show up or whatever, you're really hurting their process of trying to schedule fields, everything, man. So and me included, need to turn around and get our rosters in here real soon. Let's see here.
Wait a second. You're saying you haven't done the roster for your tournament?
No. Haven't done the roster for Vegas yet.
Vegas, I got you.
Yeah. Hey, man, take it easy.
What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Jesus.
That roster.
I do need to. Hey, Minnesota, Nitro, Texas Fugitives, Detroit, Midwest Heat, Great Lakes, and Lone Star. Just to let you guys know. And if you have, I don't believe Deanna has it yet because we updated this today. It's important for you guys to do it because you don't want to show up either at the players' party and try to register with a table full of a ton of teams, or you don't want to show up the morning of and try to get your team over there and register because we do have to check those credentials. Got to make sure and bring legit credentials that verify your employment and that you're legitimate when it comes to our ps.com rules of eligibility. And if anyone needs that, which by now I think we all are familiar with all the teams that are showing up, head out to the message board over on ps.com and you'll see what that is under the World Series eligibility. Let's see. All right. So, hey.
No dispatchers, no record room clerks, no custodians, stuff like that.
Yeah, no joke, man. It's interesting, I think, when it comes to some of the people that do qualify. I was surprised. I mean, it's pretty neat, but there's a big old list. And I think the military was the one that was kind of like an iffy kind of thing too. You know, what you do in the military. Are you a police officer? Do you have arrest capabilities? And, you know, all that kind of stuff. So we will go to the greet, eat, and drink. If y'all aren't familiar, you've never been to the tournament, we go to a place called Beef O'Brady's. And that place is really cool, very first responder friendly. It's a great time. We will have drink specials. They have drink specials for us. We're providing a taco bar, which everybody loved it last year. It was awesome.
Taco bar's great.
Yeah, man. I was really happy that everybody commented on how good the food was. It really made me happy. The owner comes out, talks to us every year. He's done it. Hopefully he'll do it again because they're just pro police in this town of Waxahachie. So that's going to be awesome. I would show up early. Deanna, if I'm not mistaken, I believe 5 o'clock now is when we're asking you guys if you want to show up early, grab a good seat, especially if you're interested in showing up with your team. Because it is divided, a bunch of different tables. So, you know, we want to sit with your team. Y'all want to make an effort to try to get there early. And the earlier you get there, the better when it comes to trying to register. You're going to get your bands for your food, and you're also going to get your bands for the tournament. And on that note, to register, we're going to do something a little different this year. We're going to have either a tent right outside the front door, and they'll have a few parking spots there in the front. You can see the front entrance there on the right. And we'll have a tent there. That way we can avoid the congestion inside the location. Or if for whatever reason, inclement weather or whatever we decide, for whatever reason we want to change it up, there to the left, you're going to see a covered area that's an outdoor patio. And we might have you go that way. There's a gate. You can enter in from the outside and you can register there and then head on in to where we're going to be seated and have the food and the drinks and all that kind of stuff. So again, tent in the front or look to the side. If you come into the area where we're at, you're just going to have to walk back out and go around. So, all right. So that's Beef O'Brady's. Let's see here. I want to thank Tom Ball. Tom Ball, I appreciate it, man. The honor guard, color guard was not able to make it from Waxahachie. So we were able to get Tom, who has a connection with DPS, who was able to get us the DPS honor guard to come out. Y'all understand what it means to me to be able to have, the presentation of our colors at our ceremony, at our opening ceremonies. And we're just really happy to be able to have the Department of Public Safety come out and provide this service for us again. So thank you again, Tom, for making it happen, man. I really appreciate that. Let's see here. Let's go on down a little bit. There we go. All right. Some of the things, Joe, real quick. All right, Stu, what's going on, man?
What's Stu?
Oh, he's saying twice a week with the show. Hey, that's going to be neat, though. When we highlight these tournaments, we'll be able to have more content, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. Jordan, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. He likes the intro. Let's see here. I can't read it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, there you go, Deanna. Deanna's reminding me in the background that at the greet, eat, and drink, we're going to be having door prizes. Now, these door prizes are not raffle prizes. They're just door prizes. So when you come in, you grab a ticket, and we're going to be giving some items away for free. So it's always fun to be able to do that. Everybody has a good time with that kind of thing. So make sure you get there. And then I think that's it, right, Deanna? All right, cool. Thank you. Let's see. Look at that. Special guest.
Like that. When she says hi handsome, is she talking to me and then the husband of hers? That's you?
Hi handsome and husband of mine. If she put a comma there, then I'd be worried. Lyle Reyes. Good evening. What's going on, Lyle?
What's up, Lyle?
Thanks for tuning in, brother. And Lyle, just so you know, Deanna said he submitted the roster earlier today, and hopefully it came through. So that was awesome. Terry Dugan, what's going on, brother? Gonna miss you this year. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you, Terry. I like it when he's around, man. Dan, you know that she got
Terry's
it, Lyle.
always keeping it real, man.
Yeah, man. I like it. I love that. It doesn't matter if he's playing, what he's doing. I mean, he's sitting there and he's having a good time, man. We had some good conversation too the last time we talked. It was awesome. Thomas, what's going on, Tommy?
What up, Tom?
Yeah, man, it is going to be a great tournament. I'm excited. Eddie Castro says excited for Texas. Yeah, and so my little girl, Aviana, says she's excited also. Yeah, I'm ready, man. Let's see here. We've got our, all right, so we're going to have a raffle there. If y'all don't know about Shields for Kids, Deanna, would you mind real quick for those that are attending for the first time? There's a little video there. Let's see. I know it's under these videos somewhere. It's there. I saw it earlier. Maybe if you can run this real quick when you get a chance. This is our organization, Shields for Kids. I think in my intro, it might even have it. But if you got it, Deanna, let's run it real quick so you understand what you're doing for us at this raffle this year at our Keepers of the Peace tournament. On behalf of the officers and volunteers of Shields for Kids, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time today to hear about Shields for Kids. I can stand here and tell you all about us, but I think this video will do a better job. Val was our initial coach of SA Law, and he was shot multiple times, but one of the bullets hit his badge, and that's the one that they said saved his life.
It's extremely important that we interact with, different parts of the community to let them know that, hey, we are here for you and we're doing this on our own time. Nobody's making us be here, that we're doing this because we want to do this, because it's the right thing to do.
We're here to serve the public and serve the children. Shields for Kids we're 10-11, which means we're backup for them. And kids sometimes don't have their own voice, so we're here just to help them.
It's just been a phenomenal organization to be involved with. They're giving back to their community on their personal time, with their personal funds. Just to come love on their community is just an amazing thing to see.
It's being able to look back when our time comes and go, man, that was neat what I did for this child. Our commitment doesn't end when our shift is over. And I think that really summarizes what it is that we're doing. We're here after our shift is over to show in a different way how much we care about the community and the children within that community. So as you can see, we have a wonderful organization, and I believe wholeheartedly in what it is that we are providing for the children and the parents in the community in which these officers of Shields for Kids serve. Yeah, man, that's our organization, Shields for Kids. I'm really excited to be able to introduce these teams that are showing up for the first time and understand what they'll be supporting at our raffle. So in our raffle, we're going to have a raffle list there. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have a raffle list. Now, this is a raffle that's going to be raffled off on Saturday. So on Saturday, once we get to the point where the teams are starting to fall off, that's when we'll give away or we'll raffle off these items. So those are the prices, and I want to thank Moses, man. Moses came up with a lot of these items for us when it comes to this raffle. So man, we got some great prizes there. Moses Tovar always kicking in, always there, willing to help. Big Mo. So thank you guys. I think it's some great prizes, man. I think it's going to be really neat.
Oh, Mo always comes through, man.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. So that's cool. We've got our raffle there. Home and visitors rule. This is something that we just adapted for our tournament. So Joe, if you don't mind, maybe you can explain this home and visitors rule that we're having.
Yeah, so it's a little different than the previous 2 years down in Waxahachie. Previously, it's been a coin flip all the way through pool play and a coin flip all the way through the bracket play. This year, it's going to be a little different. It's a coin flip to determine home through pool. Once you get into double elimination brackets for upper and lower, the higher seed's going to have the choice of home team. And then once you get down in the loser bracket, you lose a game, you're down there, then it goes back to coin flip. So it's a little bit different. It gives a little incentive to, get out there and bust your ass a little bit more in pool play. So you finish with a higher seed and possibly, you got an opportunity to be home team more often. So I think that's it's a rule. I talked about it with Jimmy Walters a couple of times and John Zintag from Great Lakes, and they made some really good points about it. And I think a lot of tournaments are going that way. And like I said, it gives you a little more incentive to get out there and win games in the pool play and not, not tank or anything like that, if you know what I mean. So.
And I think it's good because, Joe, to that point, what's going on, Brandon? Thanks for joining us, man. I think it's cool because what it does is it even if you're, because it's not so much that anybody's trying to, because we know that there have been teams that have been talked about like, oh, they were trying to do this, right? But the cool thing about this is like, why would they do that now? It doesn't benefit them. Now they're gonna deal with this rule. So I like that it kind of takes that out of there too. I mean, you can't completely eliminate it, but at least it kind of helps. Like, man, might not want to be in that position. So I think that's a good.
It rewards the teams that play really well on the first day of the tournament, and gives them a little more something, as far as opportunity in the bracket play because of their play the first day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's cool. I'm happy about that. Let's go on to now Elite. So we know that Elite is going to be out there. They're bringing their trailer. This is far west as they go in the States. And so I'm really proud of that. I'm really honored by that.
Trini, it's as far east as they go.
Oh, yeah, east. That's right. You're right. Hey, man.
Hey, you're lucky I'm here.
After I get done with this tournament, then I'll start focusing on north, east, south, and west. Right now, I just want to make sure we check off everything that we need to check off.
Just like Missy with directions, man.
You know how I was taught? Never eat sour watermelon. And what's funny is I'm 53 and I still have to say it. Okay, never eat sour. Okay, I got it. So as far east as they go, and I'm very honored by that. So thank you to all the people out there in Elite, talking about Los and Ryan and everybody else that goes out and supports us. Bart and his crew will be out there again this year. So I'm really excited about that. So they've got some shirts they printed up. Everybody remembers last year they had some shirts. They're going to be doing the same thing this year. So I'm really excited about those shirts. We'll show those more than likely at the players' party. It's probably when we'll reveal those. But we do have something that's pretty cool. Before we get into the Friday start times, the pool play, and the brackets, want to go ahead and take this opportunity. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Deanna. Okay, we'll do tournament trophies right after the brackets and everything. So y'all want to stay tuned after the brackets because I think these are very unique trophies, or I want to say trophies, but awards that we're going to be giving away. So I'm really excited about these. So after we're done with the start times, pool play, and brackets, please stay tuned for the trophies. But for now, what we're going to do is we are going to now reveal the bat. And what's cool is we showed a drawing earlier in the show. I don't know if we still have it, but if we don't, it's not a big deal. But we showed a drawing, and now we have a close-up of the bat and a video. I think what I want to do, though, Deanna, is I think I want to show the video first. So what year are we in, Joe?
I believe it's 2022 still.
I don't want to make a mistake, so I thought I'd ask you. So let's show the 2022 Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships bat. What do you think, Joe?
I like it, man. I think it's going to sell out again, just like last year. It's going to sell out quicker than last year's bat out, honestly. It's a good-looking bat.
I like it, man. And it looks like it's still in the wrapper. You can't hear the voice of what the guys are saying when they revealed it, but they're like, man, it looks like the wrapper's still on it. I mean, it is fresh. I love all the states in there on that thin blue line. And this was the theme for this year's tournament. We're honoring our fallen this year. And it says, I live for this. I was born for this. I live for this. And I would die for this. And we all know that when we get out there on the streets, we all know that in whatever you do, whether it's detention, probation, whatever it is, we're all willing to pay that ultimate price. We understand that's a part of what comes with it. And so it's just very special this year that we're going to be honoring the fallen when it comes to.
That's a good looking bat, man.
Oh, yeah, I like it. So, Deanna, do we have some? Thank you, Joe. Do we have pictures of it real quick? They sent us some pictures. So I know it's at an angle and it's still in the wrapper there, but man, it's a beautiful color. And I love the subdued flag in there and just the meaning behind it. But more importantly, man, I think it's not more importantly, it was just the aspect of including all the states in there that are attending the tournament. I say all the states based on the team names, because we do have Missouri and Oklahoma that teamed up. And as we were putting this together, we're thinking, all right, team names. So I want to throw that little asterisk in there. We should have included an asterisk in it.
But, I was saying asterisk because of the omission of your partner's state on the bat. That's why I was saying that. I appreciate that, man.
I know.
You owe me a beer, by the way, for that.
Man, I felt horrible, but it made sense the way we were thinking. Stu says it looks better in the video than the mocked up pic. Still need 2. Yeah, man. I'm hoping we Oh, by the way, so I was talking to Los, and he said, he doesn't they're not taking pre-orders per se, but man, if you're not attending the tournament, and if you're wanting one, if you send a message, I mean, we try to do what we can because it's limited availability. But those sizes go quickly, and we still need to find out if I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the half ounces. I'm pretty sure that's the way it's
in the past. 25 and a half, 26 and a half, 27 and a half.
Yeah. I'm really excited. So yeah, let's see. Or 2 beers to Dan McIntyre. What's up, Dan? Man, we've been playing phone tag. I've been trying to get a hold of Dan. Let's see here. All right. So I'm excited about that, Batman. All right. Let's go on to the next thing. Let's see. Oh, big shout out again to Elite. Thank you so much for doing this for us. Very important, very impactful to our tournament. And these are the bats that are going to be provided. And I have tons of people who tell me they really wish they could get their hands on last year's bat because it's really hot. Joe, I know you've said it before. This is no sort of commercial or anything. I mean, this is people who play ball a lot and they love that bat. So I'm really excited about the performance, not just the look of the bat. So thank you guys again for Elite to come out doing what they do.
Maybe using last year's keepers of the piece. Actually, I might use this year's keepers of the piece. I don't know yet. One of the 2 I'm going to use in a home run derby the night of my golf tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a suicide awareness fundraiser going on. They're doing a home run derby, and they have 50 people competing. And I think I'm going to use I don't know if it's going to be this year's or last year's. Last year's bat is super hot, the one I have. So I'm thinking about using that one because I want to win the thing. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I'm telling you, man, Vlad, who plays conference ball now, he says he loves it, man. It's what he uses, and everybody loves using it. So it's not just the look, it's the performance also. So I'm really excited about that. All right, so we got the bat. All right, so let's go to Friday start times. For those of you that didn't get the email, because I am sending out an email to the managers or coaches, these will be the start times. And right after we show your start times, we'll go into pool play. And then Joe can explain kind of how we came up with the pool play. So I'm excited. Let's see here. All right, Deanna, let's start with the Friday start times. Bring those up. All right, so there we go. Let's see.
Center mass is the odd man out here. They get the super late time, so I guess they can have a really good time at the player party. But that's just the way it worked out when you got 21 teams. So one team was going to have a later start than the other 20. So yeah, they were the lucky ones.
Well, I'll tell you what, if anybody said, oh, man, it's Trini, it's your tournament, well, you see us starting at 9 a.m., so it's going to be an extra early morning for me. and for us.
And it's
But
actually not as early as it was last year. Last year we started day one at 8 a.m. So this
Yeah.
is a little bit later than it was last year. So
it always feels special when we're able to start at 9, but I understand starting at 8 in certain situations, man, just to end it earlier or whatever. So that was my choice, and I said, all right, well, Joe, I think it'd be cool to start at 9. So I'm really happy about that. All right, so those are your start times. Let's go on to, hey, look at this. D Ward says it's halftime of the MSU football game. So you can start the pod now. What is MSU?
Michigan State University.
Yeah. Those little green guys?
They're the little green guys, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's D's team, man. Basketball, football, any sport.
Yeah, man. And real quickly, oh, look at Gabriel saying go green. Yeah. That's my knowledge of sports. Now you know why I let you come on and do all the talking about stuff, because I don't know, man. Somebody said the last show seemed like the East Coast Championships recap. Seemed like they were watching ESPN, but it wasn't, because I was dropping any major information about the sport, man. But yeah, man. Let's see. So Deanna was sending me a message in the back saying, make sure you check in before your game. So if you got one of those early games, man, it behooves you to show up early and get that at the players' party and get registered, get your band, or, plan on showing up even earlier to be able to check in. But there are soccer fields around there, so there's plenty of places to warm up, take batting practice and all. So we should be good there. All right, so pool play. Let's see here. Joe, I'm going to let you take it from this point moving forward. We're going to get into the pool play now.
So there's going to be 5. You got 21 teams, so you got 4 pools of 5, or 4 pools of 4, one pool of. Does that make sense? Yeah, 4 pools of 4, 1 pool of 5, because you got an odd number. But Deanna, I don't know if but we did, the way we set them up is we snake the current rankings on PS.com. We snake the rankings back and forth on the pools to make all the pools, even talent and competition. So if we want to start with Pool A, we can go over that. So Pool A, Great Lakes, Center Mass, Utah Metro, Houston Hustle, Texas Fugitives. So this is the 1 5-team pool. The rest are all going to be 4. This one was a little different. We had to have one team play an extra game so that Texas Fugitives can get their 3 games in. So Houston Heat ended up stepping up and wanted to play that extra game. That's not going to count against their pool or their seedings. It's just going to be an extra game for them. Texas Fugitives will have their 3 games because Houston's stepping up to play that extra one, so we can get everybody 3 pool play games.
Hey, real quickly, we're talking about Houston Heat. So
yes.
Okay, so we have Houston Hustle.
Yep.
Metro.
But I was saying Houston Heat stepped up to play
Yes.
Texas Fugitives so they can get their 3 pool play games, which they wouldn't have if Houston Heat didn't step up to play.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. And that's where I wanted to just kind of emphasize. We put it out to all the managers. And Joe, I was really surprised. I mean, you told me, you're like, hey, man, I think that this will be the best way to solve it. And there's bound to be a team out there. There usually is at least one. But just so you know, I believe there was 3 or 4 teams that sent me a message saying, hey, I'd like to be able to take that extra game. So I was really impressed, man, because I was impressed that they decided like they want to be able to get that extra game and get some work in. And a lot of teams, want to take that other approach of like, man, I don't want to. And I get it. If you only have 10 guys or whatever, I absolutely understand it. I was just impressed with how many teams wanted that extra game to be able to play. So pretty neat thing. But Houston Heat did respond first, and that's what we put in the email. And so that's what they got it.
So we go back to that Pool A real quick. D Ward says awesome. Never played any of those teams, which is I tried when I set these pools up. We tried to separate as many of the Texas teams as we could. There was going to be one pool that had 2 Texas teams, and that's this one, Houston Hustle and Fugitives. But I try to separate those, the Midwest teams, the West Coast teams, as much as I could because they're usually playing each other. So we snaked them, and we may have flip-flopped a team or 2, flip-flopped a seed, same seed from different pools, just so that you're not playing the same teams that you would if you were playing in your home state tournament. So, but anyway, Great Lakes got the 1 seed in this one. Center Mass out of Florida got the 2 seed. Utah Metro, they got the 3. Houston Hustle 4. Texas Fugitives 5.
And I'll tell you what, first and foremost, I'm going to let you know now that I'm extremely appreciative of you, Joe, handling all this for me, man. It's just, I'm just so everyone knows out there, it's such a wonderful feeling to be able to have a partner that will take the brunt of this for me, along with coordinating the umpires, the brackets, the umps, the pool play, huge. So, I mean, again, Joe, although I thanked you many times before, I really appreciate you doing that for me, man. It's awesome.
Love doing that stuff, man.
Thank you, man.
Move
Softball
on
by
to
Fat.
Pool B.
All right.
Softball by Fats here in the house.
Man. Yeah, man.
So Pool B, we got Angel Armor, Stag Arms out of Colorado as the 1 seed, Miami 5-0, obviously out of Florida. As the 2 seed, Lone Star out of Texas for the 3, Midwest Heat out of Illinois / Kentucky, I believe, for the 4 seed. So there's going to be a lot of good games there as well. All these pools are going to be super competitive, just looking at all the teams that are there. And, I'm looking forward to see who's going to be coming out on top of each one, to be honest with you, because I think it's up for grabs. It's just Miami 5-0's got a great young athletic squad. Lone Star, Midwest Heat, man, I don't know who, as long as they're bringing everybody, they're bringing anybody. They can upset anybody. Angel Armor, obviously, those guys have been playing lights out the last 2 years, so that pool is going to be a tough one there.
Yeah, man, and on that note of in particular Miami 5-0, I was talking to Red, and obviously we all know about Etchy, and one of the things that Red says that the importance of what we're doing here is evident by our team getting together for the first time since their loss, our loss, but in particular their team's loss. So this is to be a very impactful event on that note, along with playing. So I'm really happy they're able to come down, because this is a therapy, like I've talked about many times before. It's my therapy. It's so many of our therapy, and in that particular situation, I'm really happy that we have these tournaments going on to provide us this opportunity to get together and to celebrate each other and appreciate, and in this case also remember our fallen. So. All right, that's a good bracket, man. Joe, let's see.
Move on to Pool C. Pool C, we got DEA Combo out of California, and I believe they're still comboed up with Arizona as the number 1 seed, Team Texas. Number 2 seed, Connecticut Lawmen and Tommy there. Number 3 seed, United KC coming in as the 4 seed. And United KC, I don't know this as a fact, but I believe I-80 is not attending this year, so they picked up a couple guys from the I-80 team out of Nebraska, and a couple studs from their team. And I think United KC could surprise some teams this year down in Waxahachie.
Wow. Yeah, I know that they've tried to make it down on a few occasions. It hasn't worked out, so I'm excited they're able to make it down this year. So that's going to be cool. Excited.
So Pool D, Minnesota Lawmen, the reigning champs. They beat you guys last year in the championship?
Yep, they sure did.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was. I think if I'm you'll know better than I do, but I think we beat them in the first game, and then I think they beat us in the second game, the final game. They were able to get us.
Yeah, Minnesota's got a hell of a squad, man. They've got a range of young talent to veteran talent, and those guys got a great team they bring out to every tournament. Houston Heat got the number 2 seed. Detroit PSC, the 3 seed, 4 reloaded. And Detroit, I don't know for a fact again, but I think based on what I saw on Police Softball, the website, I think that they may have picked up some guys from Metro Detroit's finest to come on down as well. So they should be pretty tough, I think.
All right. Yep, Daniel's confirming. Daniel helped us to get to that point last year, man. That was awesome
I'm
time.
surprised Daniel remembers that last game.
Man, I'll tell you what, that dude was on fire, man. Daddy, Papa. So let's see. Yeah, man, I'm excited about this one too. Am I correct in that this is Bobby's final year?
That's what I was told. That's the rumor now. Is that going to be the case? We'll see if he comes back next year. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where you're hoping not. If it is happening, that's fine, but you're hoping not. And then if that's the case, I really would like to know, because I wish I would have known, like, more of a concrete thing. But if that's the case, and anyone knows whether yay or nay, and if he's undecided, that's okay, no big deal. But if it is, I'd definitely like to know. Let's see. All right, so Daniel is saying that hey, the drinks were free.
I understand. I'm just surprised you remember that last game. That's all.
And softball by Fat. Hey, Trini, can I get your new bat in a 26 ounce, please? I can Venmo or PayPal you money and just bring it to Vegas in October. I will just say I will see what I can do. I mean, do me a favor, man, and I want to be able to provide this for people if they're not there. And I don't know how I'm going to do it just yet, but I'm sure I can work it out, man. So
hey, shoot me a text and I'll get it for you, and then I'll bring it to Vegas for you.
Yeah, that'll work, because then I've got so many things going on that I'm afraid I'll forget. And so I was going to try to come up with something for those that might be interested, that want that opportunity, and be more than happy to do it. It's just, I want to make sure I don't forget.
I know softball by Fat, you got my number. Shoot me a text, the weight that you want, and shoot me a text on next Thursday. Shoot me a text next Thursday, and I'll pick one up at the player party for you.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Cool. All right. That
so
helps
let's go to the last pool here. The most important pool, of course. Missouri.
Again, if anyone thinks this is fixed by any means, Missouri Lawmen have been freaking kicking butt all year. They've made it to the championship in probably 4 or 5 tournaments. And, and here they are again, and we're in their bracket. So I don't want to hear it.
Trini, it just works out that way.
I know.
It worked out that way. And, I'm happy to play you guys. I love playing you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So we got the last 1 seed. You guys got the first 2 seed because we're snaking around.
Yep.
Nitro gets the 3 seed, and Team Louisiana gets the 4 seed. So a couple teams that we haven't played, which I'm excited, and then your team that I'm excited to play as well.
Yep.
So should be some really good competition in that bracket as well. I think all 5 of the pools, it's spread evenly, and it's going to be a lot of great games in pool, and going from the pool into the double limb. So it's where you're placed is going to be based on your pool results. There's no predetermined uppers and lowers. You're going to be playing your way either into the 12-team upper bracket or playing your way into the 9-team lower bracket. So we got 2 brackets split up, and that's how they're split up, 12 and 9. And it's going to be based on pool play, and and I think that's just a great way to do it.
Yeah, very cool. It's hard to argue that kind of thing. I know we have the brackets. I know, Deanna, do we want to show those real quick? So real quickly, before we go into the brackets, this is the field layout. So when you show up, you'll be able to see. So these are the fields here, and they're based off of from our sponsor, our major sponsor, which I want to thank Audrey so much, from Biotechs at Crime and Trauma Scene Cleaning. They are here based out of San Antonio, but of course we're in Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, and Austin. So they are, I can't wait to share with you guys what it is that they're doing, but we're talking the kegs, the koozies, the prizes, there's so many things that they're covering for us. A couple of these really cool items in our raffle. She's really coming through, and people say, "Oh, that's your wife." Nah, dude, she loves this circuit, and she's really excited to be able to provide for us again this year. So it's a lot that they're doing for us. So these fields are named after each one of those franchise locations. And real quickly on the Shields for Kids field way in that back corner, I think we're only going to be using those for 2 hours, and that's it. After that, all the other fields will be the ones that'll be in play.
The Fort Worth field is going to be the field we use for the first 2 hours on Friday. Then we're going to use the Shields for Kids plus the other 4 for the remainder of Friday. And then come Saturday, we're just using Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston. So those 4 will be the fields that we'll be using on Saturday.
Okay.
And just so everyone knows, this picture is an older picture, and all the fields now have, all 6 fields have, there they are right there. All 6 fields have turf infields.
Yep. I'm super excited about that, man. It's just a neat thing. I love the brown too. If you've never been to these fields, I love that brown because that ball is just so easy. It's so much easier to see when it comes to, especially as the sun goes down. There's only one sun. The sun goes down and the lights come up. That transitional period that gets blurry for a lot of older guys and stuff. It's a lot easier to see that ball off that infield. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm pumped for the whole weekend, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, Lyle says, Joe, didn't we play in the World Series a few years back?
We may have. That you might be right, Lyle.
Yeah.
I think you are right.
But if they beat you, you probably put it out of your memory.
They probably did beat us. We have not had the best success over the last few years in Vegas.
Well, this year it's happening. Look at this. All right, Mark Aranza, Troy Allen. See you Friday, bro. Hey, I'll tell you what, Mark.
What up, Mark?
Yeah, man, he's the one that's been working with Joe, helping us. These umpires, man, they're really cool. They believe in who we are, believe in what we do, and they go above and beyond, man. Mark gets these shirts printed up. It's not anything we do. These guys get these shirts printed up and they show up and they're there and their hearts are in it, man. And they made a compliment. They gave us a compliment last year. I believe it was last year, where they were like, man, we had so much fun. We really enjoyed, y'all's competition, but ultimately everybody was super kind, respectful, and everything. So it just makes me proud that we represented, the right way, which was what we do. But it was neat to be able to hear these guys comment on us like that. So I'm really happy to have them back again this year. And thank you, Mark, for working with Joe like you have.
Everyone was respectful, except for maybe one fan that may have been kicked out of the complex. That's what happens when you have free drinks. I
got to have security for my police softball tournament. My goodness. Hey, look what Lyle does. He says, I won't say.
I appreciate that, Lyle.
Yeah, man. Hey, Deanna, let's bring up the brackets real quick, please, if you don't mind. So we're going to go with the majors division. Is that what we're doing, the photos? Let's try that. Let's see. And Joe, is this right?
Yep, there's the
right, cool.
So that's the major bracket. So the top 12 finishing teams will be placed into this bracket based on your pool play results. So there'll be 4 games played in this bracket on Friday. So there's going to be 4 out of 12 teams that'll have a bye and won't play a bracket game on Friday. And they'll come back Saturday to play their first bracket game. Just so everyone knows, as far as the seeding goes from the pool play, it's going to be your win-loss record, obviously, least runs allowed, run differential, total runs scored. That's the order that everyone's going to be placed into whichever bracket they play into.
All right. Yep. Very cool. Let's see here. So that's those first 4 that are on Friday night, and then the rest of them start up on Saturday. So that's awesome. Let's go to the gold. I think it is the gold. Harry.
What up, Harry?
All right, man. I'm excited for Louisiana. I was going to make that comment earlier, actually, about, of course, I know these teams better because we see each other at different tournaments, and I haven't been able to see Louisiana as often as I'd love to. But in the end, these guys, when they show up, man, they're they're giant killers. They're always competitive, and I wish we could see them more, but I know it's difficult for them all to get together, but I'm really happy they're able to make it this year. So
I'm looking forward to see Perry out there in the field again.
yeah, man. So let's go gold. Here we go.
The gold bracket is similar to the major bracket. So the gold bracket, the 9 teams that will play into this bracket, there'll be four games in this bracket played on Friday. There'll be one out of the 9 teams that make this bracket that will not play on a bracket game on Friday. Their first bracket game will be Saturday morning. 8 out of the 9 will play one bracket game on Friday evening.
Yeah, very cool. And Joe, just so you know, we had to make some changes, and I want to make sure everybody knows this, that things are subject to change. We never know what's going to happen, and we're trying to give you a little preview so you have a feel for it. But please don't refer to this video and say, hey man, you said this. I mean, always check in with us. Always do everything like you would as if you hadn't seen this before. And we definitely will have this all posted up there. The brackets, all that will be posted. But Deanna had to switch some of the fields around. So the majors are on San Antonio and Austin fields, and the gold are on Houston and Dallas. But we can work that out later. It's not that big of a deal. We just had to do a little bit of rearranging. So let's see. What did we do? Let's see here. Let me get back to this thing. Okay, and we did the field layout, so that's awesome. So now we're going to be getting to what I asked you guys. Hey, look at Moses. Moses said, you two look good. Must be the lights.
Appreciate that.
Hey, look at this, man. A couple of compliments in a row. All right, so it's a Genry Brondo. It says 2 good-looking stellar fellers right there. See y'all next Friday. Can't wait to ball and wax again. Yeah, man. I'm trying. It's weird because
good week, man.
I'm super excited.
I think I looked at the temperature's supposed to be like 85 to 86 degrees, which is a little bit cooler than it was, the last couple of years, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about that. A little bit of rain, but the kind of rain that happens when you get like 30% like we have, or 20% or whatever, man, it comes and goes so quickly. And then especially being turf fields, really not
it's not going to be an issue with turf fields.
Nope. I'm excited about that. Brandon says, no, Trini is probably in Abu Dhabi doing this broadcast.
He finally came back after a 6-month hiatus. He's out there traveling the world, and now we can get back to business here.
And Deanna was like, can you please come back so we can get this thing ironed out, please? I'm happy to be back. Hey, well, I'm going to show you something now I think is really cool. And Deanna, I don't know, do we have any photos or just what I'm going to show them? No? Just what I'm going to show them. All right, so check this out. So we have variations of this for the, we have the majors, the gold, then we have like MVP. I'm not sure what the other ones we have, but I think that's what we have for these trophies. But I think it was really unique. We are coming to you are coming to Texas. You are in a really cool first responder town of Waxahachie. So I'm excited to be able to show you guys this, I don't know if you want to call it a trophy, but award. So without further ado, check this out. I hope you can see it. Hold on, let's see. These, check it out, Joe. What is it?
That is what appears to be a glass cowboy hat.
And let's see if we can do this. I don't know if you can tell or not.
I can promise you that wouldn't fit Shane Monick's head.
Here's your Majors Division Champions hat from Texas. And then it's our logo down at the bottom with the date on. I know I have a white shirt and it's hard to see, but I think it's a really unique piece that'll sit, with all your other trophies, Joe. Like,
how the hell did you come up with that idea?
Dude,
I never even thought of anything like that. Where did you see that? You had to have seen something similar to that somewhere.
What's that?
You had to have seen something similar to that somewhere.
Yeah. It's a place that we go to get awards and stuff like that. And we saw one sitting there, and I was like, man, if somebody wins this, this is going to be something that's going to sit really uniquely in somebody's.
Did you try that on your head?
Not yet. I just got it back, but Audrey asked me to wear it to bed tonight, and I told her, well,
we don't want to break it. We don't want to break it.
Anyway, I'm just really excited. I think it's really unique, and I think it's going to be neat to.
That's about as unique as it comes, man.
So anyway, I'm excited, man. That was I think that might wrap it up. So let's see. Look at my wife. She says, us award. Oh my God. I appreciate that, Audrey. I like what she's saying. Terry says, Joe, me and you have a light bulb head that that award ain't fitting. Oh man.
You ain't lying, Terry.
Stu says, I have to ship it back, but don't trust TSA. And then Moses saying unique, one of a kind. I think it is very unique, man. I think it is one of a kind.
100%.
I think it's going to be a really neat thing. So, yeah, we'll maybe let Joe try it on there at the players party for everybody. And we'll take a few snaps and have that there in the
That
bank.
ain't going to fit me, I promise.
But it is cool because we got a little bit smaller version for the runner-up, and then ultimately, like I said, the MVPs, you know, in the division. So, man, Joe, I don't know. Hopefully, Deanna, am I missing anything?
I think that's it, man.
No? All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in again. Looking forward to seeing you on Waxahachie this upcoming week. Make sure to keep in mind that the number one purpose for us getting together is, of course, we want to be competitive, but it is about the camaraderie. So make sure you take that time to take in the moment, enjoy each other's company, but also mix and mingle, man, and really find out, you know, what it really is about when you come to this tournament, and that is that camaraderie. I'm going to keep stressing it. So, Joe, thanks again for joining me. Deanna, thank you for all your hard work. I know that it's difficult to put all this stuff together at the final minutes. We still got a lot of work to do, but we have a great support system. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. And this is Trini and Joe, and please don't forget that we got your 6.